Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of On Deck here on FTSN. I'm Russ Morgan. Hope everybody's having a great night here on almost in July. The year seems to be flying by, so almost All-Star break time to June 29th here on the Sunday. Going to be going on a couple Sundays here in a row. Have some week stuff going on the weekdays, and then we're also gonna have I'm gonna do a live draft, special episode for the first round on the 13th. Cover that for the MLB Draft during All-Star Game weekend, July 13th. Think it is 6 p.m. Eastern, wherever you are. Gonna be covering that. Gotta love it. See some good young prospects finally get drafted. Got a lot of talent this year, so we'll be covering that. But going the next couple Sundays here for On Deck. I mean, a good week in baseball. Kick things off. We almost had a perfect game the other day, or a no hitter, excuse me. Reds pitcher Nick Martinez took a no hitter into the ninth. He went eight. He ended up giving a hit. Ended up going 8 innings, 1 hit, 1 earned run, 6 Ks. Pretty solid outing for Nick Martinez. It's been a shaky up and down year, 5-8 on the year. Sonny Gray, he had a solid outing. He's been looking really good. Sonny Gray is really keeping that Cardinals team afloat with that pitching staff, which is, I mean, in my opinion, Cardinals are sellers, but I mean, they're right there in the thick of kind of in the thick of the AL, the NL Central, in the thick of the wild card hunt. So I mean, Sonny Gray the other day did give up a hit. He gave up a hit in the fifth, but did end up getting the complete game shutout, surrendering 1 hit on 11 Ks. He's 8-2 on the year. So I mean, that could have been a big name in the trade deadline market, but especially with this expanded format that we have now and the expanded, adding the extra wild card team, I don't see the Cardinals, who could have had a handful of guys, on the market, getting traded, and Sonny Gray being one of them, being an older guy. Nolan Arenado definitely has a massive 3-year contract left, but yeah, I mean, he's going to be there. Eric Fetty's another one, but I don't see that happening. They're right now, Cardinals 47-38 in that third wild card spot. I want to know if anybody's in there. Did you see the Cardinals Cubs season finale the other day? And there's, I don't know. The Cardinals is a good team. There's no one there. I'm like, what's going on? The Cardinals is a passionate fan base, and there's no one there. But I mean, we had a couple good games. Clark Schmidt did have 28 2/3 scoreless innings. Did get beat up the other day. The big question is in the MLB, which just came up this week, is the Rays spoke to the MLB on what would the Rays do if they make the playoffs, namely the ALCS or the World Series. What would they do with their stadium? They spoke to the MLB on that. Because, I mean, we all know they're playing at George M. Steinbrenner Field. Is that field suited for, a high-level leverage playoff game if they make it that far? I don't think you even have the ALDS there. You only got 11,026 seats there. I think they're going to have to find a stadium. I think the only option for the Rays, if they do make it that far, which they're playing some good baseball minus the loss today, would be Miami Marlins. I think it's Lone Depot. If I'm wrong, please correct me. I think it's Lone Depot. Miami Marlins Park would be. I think it's the only solution. I brought this up early in the year with George M. Steinbrenner. If you have playoff, I don't see the A's making the playoffs with the way they're doing. But I mean, the Rays is definitely a possibility. We could have playoff baseball in a minor league stadium. But I mean, the Rays could want to play there. They're playing good at home. They've kind of made that friendly confines home stadium, but I don't think it's suitable for a game. Currently, a game and a half, two games back to the Yankees, but right down in that first wild card spot. Ended up losing today to the Orioles, but I mean, they're playing good baseball, and they got a lot of good young players. A lot of good young players that I really like. I'm going to talk about the Rays later. But I mean, kicking off the going to the AL West has been, going into the year. In my opinion, I thought the AL West was kind of a toss up. I thought this was, in my opinion, I thought this was the year Seattle was going to kind of take that next step, take over. I think Houston's starting to come down, but Seattle's 6-4 in the last 10, 43-40, definitely 6.5 back. Houston's 50-34, and those names aren't there anymore for Houston. I mean, very hot, 7-3 in the last 10. 50-34. Probably one of the hotter teams in baseball. And they're doing it behind a rookie sensation. AL Cy Young, got a couple of rookie sensations. The AL Cy Young candidate, AL, Hunter Brown, 8-3, 1.74 ERA, lowest in baseballs, look great. You have former World Series MVP Jeremy Pena, 3.22. Another rookie sensation, Cam Smith, who's looking, 277. He's in rookie year conversation. Going to that trade, because Isaac Paredes, I think is how you say his name. You don't see a lot of win-win deals that Kyle Tucker for, obviously you get Paredes, and Cam Smith was the big guy in that deal because of his, you got a lot of years on his deal on that rookie contract. He comes up quick, but it kind of looks like a win-win deal. Cam Smith, number 14th overall out of Florida State. Florida State produces some great baseball players, but he's per 277. My biggest question mark is for the Astros is what they do after Hunter Brown, and you got Framber Valdez, who's has got the most wins on the team. 8, him and Brown with both 8 wins. He's 8-4 on the year. And what he can do in the playoffs. He's solid in the playoffs. But what are you going to do after that? You got Ryan Gusto, who's got the next most starts on the team. 11 games started, 16 innings pitches. He's got a 4.62 ERA. So I definitely see the Astros identifying a deadline, trying to identify pitching, which I think pitching is definitely really thin now with the teams that are in contention. That we'll speak about with most teams need pitching. And the AL could use a pitcher, but I don't see St. Louis being a seller. I don't see it. Atlanta should be a seller, but I've heard they don't want to be a seller. Arizona could be one as a game under 500 right now, but I don't see many arms available. Minus, you could have Alcantara with the Marlins. You could have, Edward Cabrera with the Marlins? Both two guys that Alcantara's locked up for this year and next year, and then has an option for 27. So that you get some time with that. But I think there's going to be a lot of competition for pitching, and maybe is Zach Gallen, who's on an expiring contract as a free agent next year. But I think there's going to be a lot of competition for that. Going to the AL Central, we got Detroit, who's just kind of running the AL right now. Who is right now 52-32, 5-5 in the last 10. They're up 1-0 on the Twinkies right now. Let me move down a little bit. They're solely 9.5 up on the Guardians, I want to say. 11 games. So, they're cruising before the All-Star break, which is nice. Again, nice little comfortable lead. But, this team took the AL by storm last year with the late surge to make the playoffs and get that last wild card spot. I think that, minus what this team has for pitching wise, which is great with when you got Tarek Skubal, when you got Mize, That's a solid one too. You got Olsen there, but I mean you have AJ Hinch, who's got 2 World Series with the Astros. Uh, so I mean you've got that in there. So this is a scary team pitching wise, but I mean you got Riley Green. I could see him trying to add another bat because they definitely have a young lineup. You do have Torres, who could be the all-star second baseman who's having a really good year. I could see him trying to add another bat. I could see. I mean, I want to. If any Red Sox fans are out there, what, in my opinion, would you? I don't know if it's a good look with the Red Sox fan base, but right now you're 8 games out of the AL East. But they're like 3 games back of that last wild card. Would you consider trading Alex Bregman, who yes has that 3-year deal, but has the opt out at the end of the year to try to accumulate prospects and give that third base spot to Marcelo Mayer? Trade him. We don't even know if Bregman's going to come back next year. They're saying the Tigers are hot on him. I'd pull the trigger. I don't know if this is the year. I think Boston's pitching staff, minus Crochet, I think they could use another pitcher. Maybe you do that, get another pitcher. Going into the AL East, I'm pissed. Yankees looking like absolute shit right now. I'll take it. I'm a pessimistic sports fan, and I said it on Twitter. I'm a pessimistic guy. I try to see the positives in my sports teams, but I see a lot of negatives. I mean, right now, get 2 games, game and a half in the standings, but they're 2 games up in the loss column on the Rays. Ended up winning today, scored 12 runs, so it's nice to see the offense is doing something. I mean, the pitching's looked really solid, minus yesterday. Pitching's looked really solid. You're getting a great performance. Max Fried is looking like a Cy Young candidate too, which is great. Offense hasn't done much. I mean, Aaron Judge down to 358. He might be a little up after today, but was slumping after that 400. Did hit 2 home runs today. Offense doesn't look great. I don't know what they're going to do at third base. Maybe they try to add a third baseman. I think that third baseman market's a little swing. I don't want Suarez from Arizona. I think he's a little too power friendly. I think the Yankees need a contact guy. They don't have enough contact guy. My other thing is Volpe the guy at short? Is he the guy? We all know what Volpe can do defensively at shortstop, but is he that guy? His bat is not there. Second base, kind of a question mark. If they can add a third baseman, maybe they move Chisholm back. Chisholm, serviceable, can get the job done third base, but, would rather see him at second. I think that third baseman market's a little thin. And they could use another pitcher. Luckily, they're getting Heel back. I just don't. I think the Yankees, in my opinion, are too analytically motivated. They play with the analytics, and yes, Aaron Boone has made the playoffs a lot in his career. Every year, I think he's been there. But I mean, you play the analytics. I don't like. They need some guys who just hit contact and play some baseball, can move a guy over. They hit way too many home runs. I don't – even when I hear him, he's like, this guy's, he could hit a home run. I'm like, I don't need a home run in October. I need a base hit. I don't need the possibility he might hit a home run. He might strike out. So, I mean, I don't know if they can get it. What third baseman? Suarez might be available. Maybe McMahon from Colorado. I would go with IKF. I know it's not a sexy pick, but the guy's IKF spent like $278 right now, and he can play multiple positions. He can play third base. He can get it done. I'm fine with that. I'd go IKF. Isaiah kind of Falefa for sure. I mean, bring him back. He was good, had a good career, good little short tenure with the Yankees. I'd bring him back. I'm fine with that. I don't think you'd have to surrender too many prospects. You obviously wouldn't have to add Spencer Jones. to that deal, and the Yankees are high on Spencer Jones. They could have shipped him multiple times for Corbin Burns, but they never did, so they're high on him. I mean, Key Bryant Hayes is another one. He's 229. I like Key Bryant Hayes, but I think the Pirates would still want a high-priced guy. You're not trading Spencer Jones. You're not trading Lombard. I really like Ben Hess, who's drafted last year from Alabama. I don't see that happen. There's some pitchers I like. So, I mean, I would go IKF, but, I mean, I'm trying to be positive. And if you've seen any of the podcasts I'm on, when I'm talking some smack with the Dolphins fans on the network or talking college football or talking here, I can be a little negative on my sports teams. I see the worst out of my sports teams. I guess it's I guess it's a good thing. I'm the biggest critic of the Yankees. I'm not a home. I'll be a homer in a sense, but I can be a big critic, like during the World Series. So I mean, I'll try to be positive. I don't need to see any prospects come up. Vivas. I mean, it was okay when he came up, in my opinion, but the Yankees don't have the time to let a prospect get the time to get ready. Aaron Judge is 32, going to be 33. The time is now. Make the deal. If they could get a big name pitcher, a big name third baseman, which I don't think you can, I'd be fine shipping Spencer Jones for that, just because the time is now. We're seeing with Aaron Judge, we're seeing one of the best hitters we're seeing in the modern era. The time is now. You got to do it. And if you got to throw all the chips in and get rid of Spencer Jones, I really like Spencer Jones. Saw him in high school and went to La Costa Canyon and I think in San Diego. Really liked him in Vanderbilt. He used to be a pitcher until I think he had Tommy John his freshman year. But really like him. But I mean, the time is now. Aaron Judge's window is closing. He's older. He's bigger. So the injuries will start adding up. I think time's now. If you can maybe get an Alcantara, who has not looked unbelievable this year, but he's on the Marlins. So, I mean, if you can get a pitcher on there to add to that staff, I don't see a third baseman, a big name third baseman they could get that would make a big difference. I mean, minus Suarez, but I just don't like the high power numbers and the low contact numbers, in my opinion. I like that we have a lot of I say we. I got what we. I'm not part of the Yankees. Yankees have. I'm a fan. I guess everybody says we, but we have the Yankees have a lot of those guys. I need a contact guy. I don't see that happening. But, I mean, if you could land a big pitcher, I'd go for it. Because the window is closing on Aaron Judge, and we need to get a World Series, and the team is older. I want to bring up. I'm in Southwest Florida, so I obviously get all the Rays games. I'm listening. I watch the game, and I'm listening to the post game. They're talking Jake Mangum, and if you tune into the podcast, you know I love college baseball. And this guy, he's not big. He's not very big. He's not super athletic. Let me get his measurables. He's not imposing. He's not very big. But the guy is just a dude, and he's been doing it. I mean, he's 6 foot. He's been 316 this year. So I'm listening to Rays. Where'd this guy come from? I'm like, he's been doing it since college. I mean, as a freshman at Mississippi State, if you know anything about college baseball, the SEC is the cream of the crop. As a freshman, this guy was 7th in the NCAA in batting average, batted .408. And not just as a sophomore, he batted .324, a little down. As a junior, he led the SEC in hits, 5th in NCAA. 18th in doubles, led in at-bats, batted .351. He got drafted. He got drafted a number of times, and it didn't really work out. Got drafted in 2017 by the Yankees, 17 by the Yankees, 30th round, 2018 by the Mets, 32nd round. Finally got drafted in the 4th round by the Mets as a senior because he decided to go back. But, listen to this. The guy was with the Mets, sorry Marlins fans, got traded to the Marlins for a player to be named later, and then was assigned to the Jumbo Shrimp in Jacksonville. Then got traded to the Rays. The guy's batting .316. He's just the guy's got a great approach, great gap-to-gap guy. And stats aren't going to jump it on, but he's a smart baseball player. So I'm listening to the Rays fans. This guy is great. I've loved him since Mississippi State, and he's been doing it since, Mississippi State. He's not physically imposing. He's not very tall. He's just a smart baseball player, gets it done. Gap to gap, sometimes it's ugly, but gets it done. So, they got a steal with that, who's been bouncing around with the Mets, then was with the Marlins, and then the Rays finally got him. Now he's batting .316. And Rays news is they're on the Rays front. They're talking about selling the team. That there's some group up in Jacksonville is interested in buying the Rays. In the NL East, Phillies right now, 2 games up in the loss column, 49-35. They're 5-5 in the last 10. But I think the Phillies' pitching staff is what you go on. You got Zach Wheeler 7-3. You got Christian Sanchez 6-2. You have Jesus Luzardo 7-3. You got a solid batting lineup with Trey Turner at .302. You got a lot of power numbers with Kyle Schwarber with 25 home runs, 57 RBIs. You obviously have Bryce Harper. But I think this pitching staff really plays, especially in October. I think the Mets and the Phillies are kind of going to go back and forth all year with that. But I think that pitching staff plays. If Aaron Nola can get back to form, I think that'd be a dangerous pitching staff, but he's injured right now. Going to the AL Central, Cubs right now, 49-35, but they're 4-6 in the last 10. They're 2 games up on the Brewers. Obviously, we talked about that Kyle Tucker deal making a huge move for them. But the team in the AL Central is really making a big surge. NL Central is the Milwaukee Brewers. 47-37, 8-2 in the last 10. Right now, they are half a game back, or tied with the Mets in the loss column for the wild card. Mets 48-37, they're 47-37. But this is a young, scrappy team. Joey Ortiz at shortstop's looking good. They won 4 in a row before today. A lot of young players, so they'd be serious contender. And that all starts off with a pitcher that could have been on the market, Freddie Peralta, who's probably was that name last year, and has always been that 1 or 2 guy that were waiting to take the jump, and he really hasn't taken that jump, but this year he's taken that jump. He's 8-4, 2.90 ERA. Probably considered a trade piece going in, but has always had ace potential, but never taken that mantle. You have you bring up rookie Jacob Mizorowski, who's looking like every bit of top prospect that we thought, and looking really good. He's 3-0 in the year, 1.13 ERA on 16 innings pitched. In his first 3 starts, he's thrown 5+ innings every time. Reaching 6 innings, giving up 1 hit the other day. 5 scoreless in his opening start. So, this Brewer team's dangerous. Going into the NL West, Dodgers just kind of cruising right now. You finally got Ohtani back pitching. He goes 1 inning, so they're slowly bringing him back. But they're 53-32, 7-3 in the last 10, 7 games up on the Padres. But that pitching staff's a big question with them. But I think that offense kind of keeps them in the game. We know what Ohtani does on offense. He's great. You finally get Ohtani back pitching. He's hitting 101 on the gun, which is great. But I mean, you have Will Smith, who's probably one of the is looking like the best catcher in baseball right now, 318. You have Andy Paganis, 291. I mean, Mookie Betts is down 249. Freddie Freeman, the guy's just consistent, 312, 43 RBIs. Teoscar Hernandez, 259, 14 home runs. Shohei's got 29 home runs, excuse me. Muncy's starting to bring it up. He's now 255. I think the question with the Dodgers is where do you add for the Dodgers? Do you look to add pitching? Who Yamamoto's who's struggling, 7-6 now. You have Dustin May. Kershaw's back looking good, 4-0 on the year, 38 2/3 innings pitched. He's got a 3.03 ERA, but this guy's had a lot of injury history. I mean, you bring Ohtani back, but Ohtani's going to be very slow, worked in. Where do they go from there? Do they continue to try to add to that pitching staff, which we thought was such a strength, which now it isn't because you got Sasaki on the injured, IL. You don't know what you're going to get with Dustin May or Tony Gonsolin. But my opinion on the Dodgers, you go outfield. I mean, the left field position. I mean, right field solidified with Hernandez with 259. He's got power numbers. Andy Pagas is looking really solid. Defensively, he's great in the outfield, 291 hitting. He's great defensively in the center field, but left field's a big question mark for them. You got you're trotting out Michael Conforto's 173. They can't have that. I mean, then you got like some platoon with Tommy Edman, who's played a little outfield. He's 245, but I think they need to get a solidified outfielder. Unless they're going to be playing Hee-Sung Kim, who's was 383, but only 81 at bats. Unless they're going to play them, and I think you want to keep Edman at second because he is great defensively. We all saw if you watch the World Series, what Tommy Edman did for this Dodgers team in the World Series. He saved a lot of runs. And in game one, he probably saved 3 or 4 runs that could have changed the outcome of that game. So I think you want to keep him at second base if they're going to keep Betts at short, which is what they're looking like they're going to do. So I could see them trying to add an outfield piece. Maybe that's Luis Roberts Jr. with them, who's been struggling average-wise, but maybe he just needs a change of scenery. I would say that we all saw what the Dodgers did. They didn't have to do. They won the World Series last year, and they had, an opener go. You had Yamamoto looked good there. You had Flaherty, who had one good game, who had a very good postseason. So, I mean, they were able to get by. They have a strong bullpen. I think left field's a spot you got to identify and keep Tommy Edman at second if they want to go from there. So we're going to have the MLB draft on the 13th, obviously. If you don't follow college baseball, LSU won the College World Series, sweeping Coastal Carolina. In 2 games. And so they won their second World Series in 3 years. But, I mean, I'm looking at my rankings. I'm looking at the MLB.com power rankings, and then I kind of made my own rankings. I love my college baseball players. And, I mean, MLB.com has changed, has not really changed. My first player on the board is Cade Anderson. I think we got pick number 1 and 2, which is Washington. We got the Angels. I don't see him getting past the Angels, but if I was Washington, I'd take this guy 1-1. You got Mackenzie Gores looking like one of the better young pitchers in baseball. I think with his performance in the alone in Omaha, I would solidify him as the top player off the board. Opened up against our number 3 Arkansas, going 7 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, 7 Ks. Then he followed it up against Coastal Carolina in the opening game of the championship series, throwing a complete game 3-hitter with 10 Ks. I think he's a lock for 1. I think the Nats have to take him. You pair him up. I think he's on that quick path like Paul Skeens. You pair him with Mackenzie Gore. 2 would be Ethan Holiday. Yes, we all know the name, Jackson Holiday. Matt Holiday, the guy's got a lot of baseball bloodline with those 2 players. And funny is Jackson Holiday says at this stage of his career, Ethan is a better ball player than him. And we all know Jackson Holiday is having a solid year with Baltimore, and they fast-paced him to the MLB. So if he's better than he is now, maybe we see another Holiday in the MLB quick. But 1, 2, I would go Anderson. 1, but I think Holiday's right there in the conversation for the first pick. It all goes down to what teams are looking for, what teams like. You never know. My 3 would be Ava Aket, Oregon State. I think he's the first college player off the board, and I like his. 6'5" shortstop. He's got good, quick hands. I liked his postseason. 4 for me is a high school pitcher, Seth Hernandez from Corona High School. Remember that high school because we will be hearing it a couple times in the first round. 19, so he's a little older than your average high schooler, but 6'4". They gave a 70 grade fastball, curveball, 60, 55 slider, 60 changeup, 55 control. I think he'll probably be the first high school pitcher off the board, should be. And from my scouting sources, I asked this morning, he's a lock for the top 5 pick. Remember that high school, Corona High School, could have 2 players in the top 10. Could have 3 players in the first round, which would be history for a high school baseball team. But I think, this guy's got great measurables, elite stuff, and maybe him being a little older can get in the MLB 2-3 years. 5 for me would be Jamie Arnold. 8.2, 2.98 ERA, but had an unbelievable sophomore year. He could have been the first pitcher off the board last year if he was eligible. But I don't see – I see him being the second college player off the college. I think it's hard with this. It just goes down to what teams view, the scouts view, and what they're looking at. Because, yes, I don't know. I think I'd take Arnold, nice 6'1" lefty from Florida State, but I think his sophomore year really plays from his great sophomore year. Golden Spikes Awards semifinalist behind Hagen Smith, who got drafted there by the White Sox. Rangy body and loose lefty, whippy arm. I could see him a very high pick. He could be the first. He could be the first college pitcher off the board. I'd go Anderson. I really like Anderson, but he hasn't had the injury history. He hasn't had the Tommy John like Kate Anderson had in high school. So I don't know. My 6 is Eli Wiltz, shortstop from Fort Cobb's Broxton High School in Oklahoma. A lot of baseball. I don't know much about him. I'm going to have to look. Draws comparisons to Anthony Volpe. 17, so he's really young, 6'1", committed to Oklahoma. He will not be there. Switch hitter. Good motor. I don't know much about him. My 7, and I told you remember the name, is Billy Carlson from Corona High School. Looking like he'll be the second player from Corona selected. 6'1" shortstop, deep. California's deep with shortstops. Corona High School is going to be putting out. This point, Carlson started to be a legitimate two-way player. He's a pitcher too, but probably five-tool potential at the premium position. He is going to be 19 by draft time. So, but I don't think that really plays. I got Liam Doyle at 8, left-handed pitcher from Tennessee, 10-4, 3.20 ERA. It's another guy who's going to go high, but did bounce around a lot. Coastal Carolina his freshman year, Mississippi State his sophomore year. Last year, Tennessee, SEC Conference Pitcher of the Year, and he led the NCAA in strikeout rate, 15.4 per 9 innings. So, 91 to 94 fastball, mid-90s, peaks at 100. So I could see that. I got JoJo Parker. Don't know much about JoJo Parker, but he is the best high school player from Mississippi, which had Connor Griffin, who's tearing it up here in Bradenton for the Bradenton Marauders right now. That's the Pirates single A affiliate, tearing it up right now. So, don't know much about him, but I will definitely deep dive more into these high school guys as I get closer to the draft to get more knowledgeable about them. He'll get a chance to play shortstop in the next level. Has solid arm strength, quick action, quickness are just average. It's likely the quickness will likely dictate his spot. My last would be Kyson Witherspoon from Oklahoma. Compact arm action, quality stuff. I got a deep diver in it more in him. But as I told you, remember Corona. And this is a little farther down. But there's another guy. I got to remember Corona High School who could be a first-round pick. Dang. There's one more from Corona. Brady Ebel, third baseman from Corona. So I don't know if he'll be a first-round pick. Right now they got him 64, but Corona could have 2. If they get 3, that's a record for a high school team. But make sure to tune into that one. Be doing the FTSN MLB draft coverage there. Hopefully we get some guys coming on. If not, you get to listen to me for I don't know how long, but I'm going to try to do all 43 picks. That'd be 1 Comp A and Comp B. We'll see how long I can go, but definitely the first round. But I'm going to try to get through all picks. Hopefully we get some people to come on, but I know not as many people know the prospects as it's kind of funny. I was talking to one guy trying to get him to come on, and he said, "Oh, I don't know as much prospects," which is fine as me. I'm like, I guess I did this. I know there's a lot more guys out there, especially who are in that high school, the scouts who know more than me. I just love watching college baseball, and I know some high school prospects, but I know enough to get by. I guess I should give myself a little more credit, but I can talk about it because I do love the college game. But baseball, solid, almost at the All-Star break, June 29th. Almost June 30th, so we're almost here in July. We'll be at the Midsummer's Classic. Here we'll be coming around the corner. I don't care about the All-Star game at all, so I'm pumped for the drafts. Probably the only thing I'll be watching that week, maybe a home run derby, but usually just the draft for me, so I don't care about any All-Star game. But, baseball, June 30th, full swing. There's no other sports going on, so make sure to just get out and watch a lot of baseball. Want to thank everybody who tuned in tonight for another episode On Deck here on FTSN. I'm Russ Morgan. I hope everybody has a great night.